Ever wondered why people lose money while investing? Well, buckle up. We've got a tale for you. You see, the financial market is a bit like a grand party, where everyone's speaking a different language. You might be fluent in stocks, while your neighbor is jabbering away in bonds. And let's not even get started on the cryptocurrency conga line. It's a mad, mad world out there. Not exactly a walk in the park for everyone. Let's dive into the story of our friend. Let's call him Clueless Joe. Meet Clueless Joe, the man who thought the stock market was a supermarket for stocks. Now picture this. Joe, our protagonist, embarks on his investing journey with the same enthusiasm as a kid in a candy store. He's got his wallet open, ready to buy everything that shines, not realizing that all that glitters is not gold, or in his case, profitable stocks. One day, Joe stumbles upon a stock that's skyrocketing. Without a second thought, he jumps on the bandwagon, buying high in the hopes of selling even higher. But alas, the stock plummets faster than a lead balloon. Joe, in his panic, sells low, turning his investment into a spectacular loss. But Joe is not one to be deterred. He's learned his lesson, he thinks. So, he decides to put all his eggs in one basket, or rather, all his money in one stock. He's convinced that this one stock is his golden ticket, his path to riches. But when that stock takes a nosedive, Joe watches helplessly as his financial dreams crash and burn. And then comes the scams. Ah, the scams. Joe, in his quest for quick riches, falls hook, line, and sinker for every get-rich-quick scheme that comes his way. He invests in companies that exist only on paper, buys stocks of businesses that are about as real as unicorns, and signs up for investment plans that promise the moon, but deliver only dust. His hard-earned money gets sucked into a vortex of financial deception, leaving him with nothing but regret and a significantly lighter wallet. Through all these misadventures, Joe remains blissfully clueless, believing that he's just one stock away from striking it rich. He fails to realize that investing is not a game of chance, but a game of skill, knowledge, and patience. Poor Joe, he thought he was playing Monopoly, but he was in the big league. His tale is a cautionary one, a tale of what not to do when you dive into the deep, often treacherous waters of stock market investing. Now, let's break down Joe's missteps, shall we? First up, the lack of research. Joe jumped into the investment pool without testing the waters. He didn't bother to understand the companies he was investing in or the market conditions. He just saw dollar signs and dove right in. It's like going on a road trip without a map or GPS. Sure, you might stumble upon some scenic routes, but you're more likely to end up lost, or worse, off a cliff. Next, we have impulsive decisions. Joe was swayed by every hot tip and rumor he came across. He bought stocks when they were booming and sold them when they hit a rough patch. It's like buying a ticket for a roller coaster and then jumping off at the first loop. You're bound to get hurt, and you miss out on the thrilling ride. Lastly, Joe put all his eggs in one basket. He didn't diversify his investments. When his favorite stock plummeted, so did his entire portfolio. It's like eating only candy for every meal. Sure, it's sweet at first, but eventually, you'll end up with a stomachache and no nutrients. Investing is a game of patience, strategy, and knowledge. It's crucial to do your research. Make decisions based on facts, not emotions, and spread your investments across different sectors. Remember, folks, the stock market isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. So, what's the moral of Joe's story? Well, if you've been paying attention, the answer is as clear as the nose on your face. First, investing isn't a game of pin the tail on the donkey. You can't just close your eyes, spin around, and hope to hit the jackpot. Joe learned this the hard way when he put all his eggs in one basket, only to watch the basket disintegrate before his eyes. Second, if you think the stock market is like a vending machine where you put in $1 and out pops a fortune, then think again. Joe thought he'd struck gold with his surefire investments, only to realize he'd actually struck out. And lastly, if you think investing is as easy as pie, remember, even pie requires the right ingredients. Joe's pie turned out to be more of a humble pie, a costly reminder that smart investing requires research and patience. And there you have it. Remember, don't be a clueless Joe. Be smart, do your research, and maybe, just maybe, you won't have to sell your grandma's pearls to cover your losses.